Hello, class, and welcome to Lehman College and to your English 111 class. For those of you that are taking this class at 9 o'clock in the morning, this is your first college class, and I am so proud of you. You made it. To those of you who are doing the 12 o'clock class, the 20 to 12 class, the 11 o'clock class, I'm sorry. Maybe this isn't your first class, but I am just as proud of you. You are early birds, all of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you that you are in your first semester of college, some of you are not in your first semester, but you made it. This has been a really interesting couple of years. So, my name is Professor Cambridge, and I'm your English professor, Professor Charlene Cambridge. And I am actually in Mexico. And I was told that the Wi Fi was going to be great. So I'm visiting my dentist. I wish I could tell you I look better, but I'm just a little puffy. I usually look pretty much the same way I do now. And the Wi-Fi isn't great. So there's no way I'm going to be able to teach a class. I'll be back in New York on Monday, so you're not getting away with much. Um, and neither am I. So I just wanted to introduce myself and tell you how wonderful I think you are, and just tell you a tiny little bit about the class because I'm going to do a screenshot in a few seconds and take you through our syllabus and through what's expected of you for the class and show you what is going to be expected of you and talk about what we're going to be doing for this class. I'm not really sure why my screen keeps going dark. I did turn off that energy saver. So I'm just going to keep my little finger on the mouse here. So where was I? I was going to tell you about our class. The name of our class is In Pursuit of Happiness. And you think happiness, right? So I'll tell you a little bit about this class. I wrote this class about 2.5, 3 years ago, just before the pandemic. We didn't even know what COVID was. We were still calling it Corona or SARS. And even before then, I wrote this class because I felt like we were going through such difficult times. And I thought that our focus should be a little higher. At least I thought mine should be. And I thought, what do I want to focus on for 15 weeks? What would my students need for 15 weeks? And the answer came to me as happiness. So that's what we're going to focus on. The important thing in that sentence, in pursuit of happiness, it's actually a little fragment of a sentence, is the word pursuit. How do you pursue something? You chase it or you follow it. Um, you keep your eye on it and you just go towards it. And that's how you pursue something. So the pursuit of happiness is a familiar idea. It's written into the American Constitution. And in this class, we're going to look at the idea of how to be happy. And we're going to go as far back as the Greek philosophers. We're going to look at an Islamic scholar. We're going to look at Buddhist ideas. We're going to look at Native American ideas. This is a real composition class where you're going to read and you're going to write and you're going to rewrite. And hopefully you're going to calmly complete your course. And when you finish this course, you'll know more about happiness and the idea of happiness than you did before, and also know more about college writing. So you do have an assignment today. Your assignment you don't need anything for except to write a simple 1 to 2 pages giving me 3 ideas about how to be happy. So, what I would like, I'll write it out for you. It will be in your assignment, and you get extra credit if you figure out how to submit the assignment. You need to give an idea of what you think is happiness is, the best way to achieve happiness, and try to put in there at least one way definitely not to achieve happiness. It's always good to have a little contrast. But this isn't anything big. This is something I want you to do so that when we come to the end of the class and you have a class reflection to do, you'll have something to look at and say, wow, this is what I thought. And either you think something different now, or you don't. So I'm just going to stop this now, and then I'm going to get a screenshot for us so that we can go through the Blackboard and I can show you what your class is really going to be like.
When you go to Blackboard, you'll see something like this. My Blackboard is a little crowded because I have all these classes that I've taught. But your classes are here: Fall 2021, English Composition. The call number is either S11F or S44F. It's a little confusing because it's also 111, but it's not something that you can't, I'm the one that has that problem, not you. So when you come to Blackboard, you will see your classes. In order to get into your classes, you click on one, whichever class you're trying to get to, that starts at a certain time. If your instructor has told you how you're going to meet, for instance, I do believe that my class is going to meet in Zoom. It seems to be much easier for the students. Blackboard has its own issues. When you come to Blackboard, the first thing you should see are announcements. I'm going to change the view here. It says Enter Student Preview. So this is going to allow me to see what you see. So this is what you would see when you first come to the class. And as you can see, there are no announcements here yet. When you come into the class, there will be announcements on Wednesday. Here's the home page. This is the home page. Start to verify your campus email. This is very important. If you haven't done this yet, you really need to update and verify your email in Blackboard. This is where when your instructor sends out announcements, this is the email it's going to be sent to when you update it. If you don't update it, it's just going to go to your Lehman email. If you're not checking your Lehman email, or you don't know what your Lehman email is, take this opportunity to find out and make sure that you're going to be able to get all the information you need to get from your instructors. There's a welcome video from the Vice President of Students Affairs, and there's a Lehman Return to Campus information for those of you who are coming back in person for some of your classes. Here's the course announcements again, and I'll click on it so you can see there's none. We are actually not yet. This is the course information and the syllabus. All of your classes should have a syllabus up by the second week of class. Ours is up. It's in there already. If this isn't your class, the 11 a.m. to 12:40, don't worry about it. I'm teaching the same class twice. One is at 9 in the morning and one is at 11 a.m. So it's the same syllabus, nothing different, same two kids playing. My email is here, charlenecambridge@lehmancune.edu. Additional office hours are Tuesdays. We may change that depending on what the class is, how many students are available for that time. But Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be my additional office hours. And we will be doing writing workshops later in the semester. We're going to be dedicating 1 day a week to grammar and writing and rewriting and individual conferences with students, which means that I'm going to schedule you to meet with me for 15 minutes on Wednesdays as part of class in groups or individually, depending on what we're working on. If a group of students have the same issue, like if you're all, there's 5 students that have problems with a particular grammar issue, we can all meet together and work on that instead of having everybody just hang around. So, and we can have appointments for that. But in any case, you don't care about that. You care about the syllabus. And what are we going to be doing? So it's really all aspects of writing, particular attention to summary, critical responses to short text, argumentative development in paragraphs and essays, and the rewriting process. Emphasis on organization, language, accuracy, grammar, and mechanics. And as I just said, there'll be classroom instruction and also individual conferences on your own writing. So this is a basic writing course. We'll talk more about that on Monday. I'll go into more detail when we meet synchronously on Monday the 30th. This is a zero text class, which means you're not paying for anything. Most of the materials are going to come from the library. I'm just clicking in and out. This is our library page, The Pursuit of Happiness. We have an entire page. It teaches us everything we need to know, evaluate and cite your sources, which is going to teach you MLA formatting, how to do an annotated bibliography. And this is a crisis text line to text CUNY if you're having problems. Okay, so this is the class. And we're also going to have a dedicated librarian. I don't know which one it's going to be yet, but by Monday I should know. And let's go back to our Blackboard. I know this is confusing, but your syllabus is on Blackboard, so you will definitely be able to go back and look at this, which you're going to have to spend a lot of time on it. So we have learning outcomes, which I'll go into more on Monday. Here is the student disability services information, all these links. As you can see, they're hyperlinked. You can just kind of link on them. Okay, I have a new Mac and it's a little sensitive. And here we are, the CUNY policy on academic integrity, which we will definitely go into. It's about plagiarism, what are acts of academic dishonesty, and what are the consequences for them. Internet plagiarism, of course, we have to go into that. Now, for those of you that don't have a laptop dedicated and need one, you can click on this link in the syllabus to request a laptop. If you have a laptop but you don't really have the Office, Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word, Excel, you as a CUNY student are able to download Microsoft Office 365 for free. That's right, I said FREE, just for being a CUNY student. And you can click right here and download it. I don't want to click on it because it freezes my computer. We have student support services, online tutoring, and any other kind of support you need. So here we are also, finally, not also, but the course assignments. What are we going to be doing? That's what you care about. The visual journal. Why? They're fun, And they'll give you an opportunity to practice paragraphing, grammatical correctness, figurative language, critical thinking, and critical seeing. And also, it will help you to connect with your heart mind. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But since our topic is happiness, happiness is not always intellectual. Happiness is mostly in the heart. So here's an opportunity to use your phone's camera to document the artifacts, places, and things in your immediate environment that represent happiness to you, your community, or to society at large. So these are 10 personal reflections. No one will see them. They're a journal. I'm the one that looks at them. If you want to share them with the class, we can talk about that because, some students didn't mind at all and they enjoyed letting the class know what things made them happy. And artifacts are different than people. An artifact is something that is made. Um, it's not a naturally occurring thing. For instance, this computer that I'm doing this on is an artifact. However, I am not an artifact and my voice is not an artifact. And you have to take these images yourself. If you copy images from the internet, you will not receive full credit. Okay, so then there's discussion boards, and that students must submit one post and comment on two of their classmates' posts in order to get the full grade for each discussion board. And I encourage you to comment on ideas that are different than yours because people don't disagree anymore. They either only be around people that they agree with, or they're nasty, or they think that people that don't agree with them are somehow not as smart as they are, which is not true. People sometimes just don't agree. Discussion boards are very important, especially for online classes. Discussion boards are the only place sometimes where we interact with our community as classmates. And, you know, collaboration and community, especially for young people, is where we learn how to be human in many, many ways and how to develop critical thinking. Being able to say, well, that doesn't sound right to me, is very important, especially in this day and age of social media. So I think you'll enjoy the discussion boards. And I seriously hope that you learn a lot from them. And then we do reader responses because we're going to be looking at articles and videos and poetry about happiness. And I would like you to respond to them so that you can express the most important component of your educational career, which is yourself. You are the most important thing in your education. And I don't want you to forget that you have something to offer and something to say, and it needs to be heard. And then we're going to do expository essays, regular 5-paragraph essays that you've learned already in high school, I hope. And we're going to look at difficult material though. But I will be giving you little lectures face to face. And also, I have recorded lectures that go with each one of these readings. So you can listen to them at your leisure. The second one will be a compare and contrast essay. The third one is where you look at everything we've read and pick 3 different ways, 3 different items that we've read, and compare them and see how they compare to the idea of the American dream and the modern way that America believes that we achieve happiness. The final essay is just a reflection on the class. The first assignment, which you will do this weekend, is to just, without doing any research, I don't want you looking around and trying to figure out what this one said or that one said, um, to give your idea of what's the best and the worst ways to find happiness. It's not a research paper. This is your ideas. So this is the first thing you're going to do for this class. And then the last thing you do for this class is a reflection on whether or not you've changed your mind about what's the best way or the worst way, and what have you learned that you didn't know before. And both of those papers, the one you do this weekend and the final reflection essay, will be worth 10% of your grade. So do your best this weekend, okay? Um, Submission of assigned writing, try to get it in on time. It's not going, it's not going to help your grades if you keep handing in late work. Also, I don't rewrite. I don't give permission to rewrite papers that are a B or better. If you get a B plus, an A minus, an A, or an A plus, you're not rewriting it. It's the grade you got. So you want to shoot for an A all the time. Okay, so then there's the class schedule, which we will go into in more detail on Monday. You can look at it on your own and see what's in there. This is just a real breeze through of the syllabus. We're going to spend a lot more time on it on Monday. And I want you on Monday to bring questions about the syllabus. I want you to question the syllabus, okay? Now, I have a week by week. We set up as the schedule is set up here in the syllabus. Sorry for scrolling so fast. Week by week. And we also have the week by week here. Okay, so week 1, week 2, long weekend. These are not going to be open for you on Monday. What's going to be open for you is the welcome and introduction to the course, which will include this video. You'll be listening to this video there. And also your first assignment, which is the 1 to 2 page paper explaining the best and worst ways to pursue happiness. Now, this is going to, I think one of the most difficult parts of this assignment is going to be submitting it, because this might be the first time you've ever used Blackboard. So I will just let you know that you can go to YouTube or Google and put how to submit an assignment in Blackboard. There you go. I hope you can see this page. I've been talking for a while. It would be sad if we're not recording, but it certainly wouldn't be the first time it happened to me. So you can definitely, if you have questions with anything in Blackboard, Google it or go to Blackboard Help. I have to say, Blackboard Help is interesting, but on YouTube, the instructors are really good and they walk you step by step. Blackboard Help, you mostly have to read it. But there's also a Lehman College YouTube channel that you might find interesting. So really, what you do here is you either attach a file, you write a submission. I don't recommend this, because you should not be writing your paper in Blackboard. Blackboard will crash and you'll lose everything. For a writing class especially, I highly recommend this. You should be writing your papers in another application like Google Docs or Microsoft Word, or if you have a Mac, the Mac function. for writing papers and saving them as a doc or a PDF and submitting them. I will show you on Monday how to look at the comments from the instructor. It'll be a little too much for a video right now, I think. So this is just for you to get to know the system. I'm canceling out of this. If you're having trouble submitting your assignment, we can talk about it on Monday. You have until midnight on Monday to submit it. So I would write the paper for sure. And then you can submit it after class, after we talk about it, after we get more instructions. Now, this is a zero textbook class, and your course materials are here. All of your course materials are here. I don't know why in the student view you can't close anything, but you can't. So everything is so long here, but all of your work is here. There's Aristotle, everything. There's also going to be, oh, I'm sorry, I'm scrolling. I know that's a little hard on the eyes. There's also going to be a link to an open source grammar book and open source grammar exercises where we're going to be studying. This is the discussion board. These assignments should not be open for you. Don't do anything until Monday. You'll be sorry because you'll just have to change it. This is where your journals are going to be. This is the first one, what makes you happy? That'll be next week's assignment. This makes me very happy. And I'll explain to you why in class. This is where I grew up in Tobago. And you'll be able to see your grades. I'd rather talk about that when you're with me in class. So I think I'm going on and on about the syllabus. You're going to find this week that professors want to talk about the syllabus. But really, I think students want to talk about the work. And so we'll talk about the work on Monday. And what's really important to me is that you have the email. So it's communication, that we're able to get in touch with you, that you learn to use Blackboard, that you're able to see my comments on your work. Students go through the whole semester looking at their grades, and they never look at what the professor said. How are you supposed to get better? You can't just decide that I hate you and that's why you got that grade, because it's not true. I don't hate you. I love my students. You're the reason I wake up in the morning. I'm a little upset that I can't be in class tomorrow, at least on my computer, but this is terrible Wi-Fi. So you have the rest of the day off. And you have one assignment to do and submit. Best of luck with that. I really think you get extra credit if you can get that assignment in. If you're having trouble submitting the assignment, just write the paper, and on Monday we can do it in class. Don't take the opportunity not to do the work. It sneaks up on you, and then you're piled upon. So I can't wait to meet you. I hope that we will be happy together for the next 15 weeks.